Good evening, everybody, and sorry for the delay. I had problems getting um, the video going. You know that Gumby guy. Um, he decides he's gonna invade and mess up everything. So that's why I had a slight little delay. Thanks, Norda Poopas Q Bar and and thank you and welcome to King Dolphin Television, episode 320. Another fantastic for review. I am Raymond, author of the Dolphin Wars trilogy of books and ruler of the greatest pod here in YouTube. Welcome one, welcome all to the show tonight. And before we get started, please, if you like these reviews, if you like interviews, please like, and of course, if you love Just Cuz, please like and subscribe. And as soon as Snortopopus scares StreamYard to Stream Elements to allow the tip thing to come up, I will pin that to the top of the chat. And if you are so inclined, much like FKHC did, please put some ducats in the bucket and help this channel out tonight and whenever you can. All right, so right now we have a small but very cool group of people. Yeah, do that, Snort. Do that. Do it again. Actually, I think Tim put a... Yeah, let's see. Okay, there it is. Thanks, Tim. At least till I can get it up on the thing. So, let me... Again, this is Fantastic Four review, where we go into one or two of the books of the Fantastic Four from the very beginning to who knows when. So, and I know people enjoy these reviews, so I will do them too. And let me welcome my amazing chatters. Oh, and we're getting ready to, evidently, there must be a little bit of a I just saw a little blurb saying we may be getting snow here, and I'm like, what? Go away. I don't want snow. You have forecasted no snow all day today, and now you forecast snow. That's not fair. I know Legatus is pretty much saying, I know Legatus is saying, hold my beer. And so, I know he's saying, hold my beer. But, you know how that goes. All right, so let me welcome, and right now it's primarily my lifeguards. So let me welcome you on. Oh, hello, Agent Pepsi One. Agent Pepsi One. Agent Pepsi One. They've given her a number and taken away her name. And besides her, the ever charming Agent Pepsi One, we've got FKHC 2005. Hello, sir, and thank you for the tip. Very much appreciated. Um, the usual first one in, last one out, but now he's got competition with FKHC. Legatus Legionii, and thank you for posting that. The thing about the event this Saturday. I'll be at the Martinsburg Roundhouse. They are doing a holiday market, and I will be doing a book signing event. So I know probably a lot of you are not here, but pass the word around. Let's get more people reading the Dolphin Wars. Uh-huh. My students decorated classroom door. It says Christmas canceled. Everyone gets coal. A picture of a coal factory. That's cool. That's cool. And let's see. Oh, and I do gotta warn you right now. Sandra is not on right now, so I'm running the show solo until she gets here. So no guarantees on how crazy it's going to get tonight. All right. So, and I'm forgetting someone. Let's see. FKHC. Sure, please. Please. And I'll post it later. Let's see. I'm forgetting somebody. Oh yeah. Yes, I know. I know. Let's and let's do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay. Hello, Matt G. How are you doing? How you doing here? Okay. Yeah. We'd be in lots in trouble. All right. And speaking of which, snore up pupas, Cuber, dot screen, hashtag roar. Let's get fantastic. Time to clobber. Definitely time to clobber. And Snort says, "What is it, Snort? You don't like the attention, or does that just surprise you and wake you up from your nap?" All right, so we are going to get started here. Legatus, correct me if I'm wrong. I know we did issue 11, but did we do both stories? I know there were two stories on it. Did we just do the first one and then move on? Let me know. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so I think we didn't do the first one. He says, I always get surprised when they scream. I usually get them before they even know I'm here. All right. So we're gonna start. Hello, Phantom Outsider. How you doing, pal? Welcome to the show. We're getting ready. Now, from I get for those that don't know or have not seen these, I get these comics from the um, from the uh, from the DVD or a CD-ROM or whatever it is. Fantastic 44 years of Fantastic Four. So it goes from it has all the Fantastic Four issues for 44 years since 1960. So okay, I emailed me the pictures. They're hilarious. Well, let's see. Let's see what hilariousness we've got here before we get started. All right. Okay. First one. Let's see what we get. What? That's a cool one. Somebody is stressed out. Someone's very stressed out. Okay, and then the next one. That one I like. That one I like. Christmas canceled. Everyone gets coal. And there's the coal factory. I love it. I love it. Thanks, Agent Pepsi One, for sharing. That's hilarious. Snorter Pooper says that's a teacher pick. Let's see. Phantom Outsider. Went to HR doctor on Monday. Now just waiting on HR to get back with me on December 6th. I'll be on admin leave for 4 weeks. Who else doesn't think I'll be going back to work? Okay. Well, please put a PO out there to show him we are still thinking about the Phantom one. All right. Agent Pepsi One says, I was told, Mrs. Bell, this suits you so well. And Tim says, by the way, I enjoy your show, which is why I gave just the tip. Did I say 4 weeks? Oh well. Oh well, I'm misreading these things. Sorry about that, PO. Yeah, it's 4 months, not weeks. Okay. All right. So let me get started on this before I mess something else up before Sandra gets here. All right. So we're gonna start with let's see. It's all right. Okay. No? Okay, here we go. No? Okay. Oh, come on. See, it's Gumby starting. It's Gumby harassing me. All right. Go to here. Go to here. Present screen. Why? Oh, there it is. All right. So this is fantastic for number 11. Actually, it's the second part of it. The first story had Sue Storm's birthday party, and they did a little reminiscing. But now we are going to go into the Impossible Man. As you can see on the splash page, Reed's saying he's the most dangerous creature in the galaxy. Johnny says he even laughs at my flame. And Ben goes, we can't clobber him, who can? And Sue, the more pragmatic one, says, he looks so humorous. How can he be such a menace? So, he appears for the first time in a hobo place, and he tells everybody he came from Pop Up in the 10th galaxy. The other guy says, I'm not drinking anymore. And so he wants to eat. They say he's got to get cash. And so they tell him to go to a bank and get cash. And I like this editor's note. By now you're thinking Stan and Jack flip their lids, but things get wackier. So he goes into the bank and he says he's made himself small, and then he goes and grabs the money. He gets a couple bags with. And then here comes the police to intercept the guy. He turns into steel, and they think they're crazy. So, and now he's flirting with a woman, and then the police call the Fantastic Four and tell him to go to they go to the scene, and they want the Fantastic Four. He doesn't want the people to look any more ridiculous than they are. So they meet up with Mr. Impossible Man. And he's still eating and ignoring Reed, as Reed is saying he took the money. Ben is over there ready to bop him. And now he explains where he's from. He comes from Pop-Up, and he came bored. And he said that their processes are so swift, they can change to anything to survive whatever menaces go after them. And so he says that in essence he's a changeling. Reed gives about a 20-line explanation, saying here on Earth it takes ages for the smallest change, but on his planet they can change it to everything. That's if they can believe him. So he says they can turn anything just by thinking. So he became a self-powered spaceship and and flew to Earth. And Ben's ready to get into a fight. Reed explains that the customs are that he can't just take money out of the bank. And Ben's ready to punch him. He turns into a cactus. Johnny flames on, and he turns into a plastic bag full of water to douse Johnny. And Ben is saying, figure something out. And Reed says, Reed says, new strategy. And Stu, he obviously knows about men and women, human women and human men, because he says he's too much of a gentleman to battle a female. And then Stu turns invisible. Reed tries to catch him, and he just bounces around. So he continues bopping around, and Sue is still invisible, thinking she's going to use her body as a shield. And here's our first ads of the evening. We've got the Perry wheel. You can drive your bike like a car. No old-fashioned handlebar. And kissing dolls. Woohoo! They just can't stay apart. Woohoo! Snortapoopus, does that remind you of somebody? Let's see. Oh, yes, sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's been an odd day today. I had my allergy shots, and it's just been so busy at work. Okay. Meanwhile, an impossible man is just having fun and has no idea he's being bad. He's way different than a changeling. He controls his molecules, so when he becomes steel, he is steel. Changelings look like things, but are still only flesh and blood. Very true, Phantom. Tim says, wait till he gets to this time. So he bounces around. Pudgy, are you in this book? Shuffles innocently. And I prescribe an earlier bedtime for the Dolphin. I'm fine. This is my energy. Guys. I enjoy doing these. All right. So we saw kissing dolls. Next. So now now he senses Sue, and he becomes flowers, and it covers her totally. And then he gets back to normal and says his meal was spoiled and appetite was ruined. He wanted to make friends, come here for vacation, make friends, pleasant time, but he doesn't like that they were roughnecks. And Sue says, you've been breaking our laws. You can't do whatever you want. And doesn't know his name. And he says they don't have no names. They know who they are. And he walks away. Reed says we can't let him walk away. Ben says, rush him. And then he turns into a buzzsaw and is getting ready to slice him. And he's made out of asbestos, so the flames don't get him. Ben actually gave him his name. He's saying he can't be for real. He's impossible. And so now we know his name, the Impossible Man. He crashes out of a restaurant and he turns back to normal and he says, why don't you turn into birds or something? And he doesn't realize they don't change and they think he's crazy. And he says, ooh, you earthlings can't change the way I can. That means I'm the most powerful person on earth. Oh no. He's going to start thinking he's going to start thinking he's got power. And the next set of ads. Something you've always wanted, the Storyland series. Little transparencies and a little viewer. Just be careful if you look into those viewers, you may see like the lady in the bearskin rug. But then let's see. Story of Fire, Land of Oz, Johnny Appleseed. Okay, they're kid stuff. And also accordions. You can get an accordion for small down payment, buy on easy terms, 5-day free trial. Who wants to play an accordion? All right. So now he's now starting to change and start taking things. Now he's driving a car. And followed by the Fantastic Four. And I love this. Reed says, we mustn't lose him this time. Be careful. And Ben says, careful? You never become a comic book hero by being careful. So he stops the car. And Reed is saying, don't use brute force. And he just became heavier, too heavy for Ben to lift. And now the National Guard appear. And he's saying there's a whole regiment. Why he is just a little squirt. Reed's telling him, no. And the captain is saying that Reed he doesn't believe Reed. So now he turns into a bomb. And Reed takes the bomb, tosses him up into the air. He explodes, turns back into a glider, and Ben wants to crack him, but Johnny has an idea. He goes up, does a hypnotic pattern, which causes him to fall to earth. So he lands. Sue's worried about him. Reed confirms he's all right, but he's just too strange. And he thinks that they were worried about him, so he's going to stay and annoy them. He says, "This is the most wonderful fun I've ever had. I can do anything I want, and I have all of you friendly humans to play with. I'm so glad I came to Earth where it's a big party." Ben has had it and is ready to pound him, but Reed has an idea. And Reed says, "Let's go. Go walk away." And they're completely ignoring him. He offers an egg, a golden egg. Ben wants to pound him, and they're just ignoring him. And he says, "I won't let you go. I'll turn into the old man of the sea. Stay on your back, and I won't get off. Look, I won't leave you." Reed says, "So?" And he says that they're a bunch of soreheads, and that was Reed's whole idea, saying Reed ignore, he ignored him because he'd leave. But Reed is saying, "Don't do anything." And everybody's wondering what's going on. And he's saying, "Ignore him, don't fight. That's what I'm going to recommend to the police of every state in the nation." And everybody's thinking he's turned coward. And everybody is ignoring him. And even when he crashes a helicopter, and they're ignoring him, keep not fighting him, and he's bored. He says, "What a bunch of deadheads. I thought I was going to have fun." So he turns back into a spaceship and goes into space. And he's saying, "Earth is too dull. I'm never going to come back." And he's going to tell his people to stay away. So Reed says he was beaten by the one thing he couldn't fight, sheer boredom. Ben still wanted to clobber him. So Fantastic Four stop the Impossible Man by boring him. Okay, and the last ad is, "You too can repair cars. Just mail to Commercial Trades Institute, Chicago, Illinois." Then there's Blair Quality Products, where you can get all these cool things: bikes, portable TV sets, pillowcases, radios, lamps, dishes, etc. Send money, send no money, tear off the coupon and mail it today. I guess so you could sell things. And then here is radio television. I love how they just scanned them, including the ads. Ooh, rare coins. All right, so that was episode, The Adventure of the Pop-Up. Let's see. Now I'm good, Snort. I hate it when the weather's like this, but I like when it's cold so I can have extra sheets on my bed. These covers are completely in flour. That is him. Yeah, that's a lawsuit. He's Russian. He doesn't look Russian. Humans can't change and are boring. He wants fun. Accordion made by the devil himself. Matt G is going, huh? Just what everyone needs, a neighbor trying to play an accordion. Phantom Outsider says the only thing with him is he doesn't want to rule Earth. He wants fun and attention. To him, he was an Instagram person before Instagram. Cool. Cool. And the bomb goes boom. Oh, no. Snorter Poopa says, no Gamachin. I'm not saying those because I just detonated one. And Phantom Outsider says, yes, because kids love pillowcases. Yeah. Okay. So we got the preliminary done. Time for the main event. The one you've been waiting for. The issue that you have been waiting for since we've started this. It is time. It is time for the FF's first meeting with the Hulk. Issue 12. At last, the Fantastic Four meet the Hulk. So now you're about to witness in vivid detail the spellbinding events which lead up to when the Fantastic Four meets the Incredible Hulk. But first, fill the gaps in your family's education with the amazing, made simple, self-teaching encyclopedia. Yeah, this time I got rid of the So they're coming out of a symphony auditorium. Alicia is saying thought that Beethoven's Fifth was the most beautiful symphony. Ben is saying he loves down home New Orleans jazz. And before we go any further, script by Stan Lee, art by Jack Kirby, inking by Dick Ayers, and lettering by Art Simic. So, next thing you know, somebody is saying infantry are here in New York and actually knocks Ben's hat and the thing's hat and glasses off. Ooh, this is not good. And he calls the thing a monster, and he lifts up the guy, and then the army sees the thing lift up the character and thinking this is the one they're looking for, and then Ben rips a hydrant out, thinking the soldiers are nuts, and he causes the water to spray to scatter the troops. But now they're getting ready to shoot a bazooka. It opens up and ties them up in cables. And of course, the thing breaks out. And now he's starting to head toward them, and they gas him. And the captain says, "Don't." The captain says, "Drop the weapons and recall the men. They've made a mistake." And they so Ben revives. Alicia's right there, and the captain said they mistook him for the Hulk. And Ben is getting a little irritated, and Alicia's trying to hold him back. And Ben is saying, "You've Ben goes back to the drops off Alicia, gets the Baxter building, and he lost his little door to activate the elevator. So he rips the door and starts climbing. And he ends up over at the headquarters of VFF. And Ben is saying that they thought that Ben was the Hulk. And Reed says they just had a call concerning the Hulk, and that Thunderbolt Ross is coming to see them. So they let him in. He introduces himself. Man, he's short in this one. He's short. So and so he's saying that he's got superhuman strength. Ben's saying, "Oh, I could take him." And then they show a picture of the Hulk. So Ross is saying he wants them to find and destroy the Hulk. Not just capture, just destroy him. Part 2, mission, stop the Hulk. So he shows them pictures of the Hulk that were in an automatic camera inside a cannon. And Reed confirms that they are actually seeing him. And then there is what's left of the cannon. Sue accidentally lost control of her visibility power and became invisible. And here you can get air conditioning and refrigeration in 3 booklets. You know, Snort, you and I could set up a refrigeration business. We'll call it Snort Dolphin freezers. So, let's see. Phantom says this was early Hulk, so he was devious and pretty clever by Hulk standards. But Ben isn't from New Orleans, so how is that down home for him? Things Rocky Hyde is getting more defined. Yes, it is. And how can you confuse the orange idol of millions with the green Hulk? That is true. That is so true. Snort says, I like refrigeration. I sleep in a walk-in freezer. Oh, okay. All right. Sue. Sue is terrifying. Thinks the Hulk is terrifying. Ben is over there. I ought to be insulted, and he's ready to. He's thinking that he's going to show the Hulk that there's not. He's going to show him that there's nothing to worry about. He says he may be a big, brainless, rampaging Hulk, but there's only one thing. And now they're showing off. The Torch is going to use his flames. And even Reed is going to try and show them up. And so, because he'll turn into something flat and smother the Hulk. And she says, I'll just be around for the ride. I'm not sure how I can help. And the chauvinist General Ross says a pretty young lady can always be in help by keeping the morale up. Reed also agrees. So now they're going to head out on their mission. And then he's showing them the brand new Fantastic car. The more well-known version. Yeah, I like both versions, but the flying bathtub is always cool. All right. Reed says, a number of our fans throughout the country had written to us saying the Fantastic car looks too much like a flying bathtub, and Johnny agreed. So, and he shows that the pieces disengage and can fly separately. And they take the general and fly him. And what I always wondered is why they fly without the there is a windshield. There is a windshield around it, but why don't they fly with it? Things, they can get hit by debris. They can get hit by airborne debris, and that would hurt, especially as fast as they're going. I like this. Later, asterisk, at a large missile base in the Southwest. Exact flying time withheld by request of Reed Richards. And then they see the missile wrecked. Reed, they're asking, how could it be the Hulk? And then they land, and then they go into a conference. They introduce Reed, and there's Banner saying, and then they're going to ask how the Fantastic Four, how they're going to capture the Hulk. Banner thinks that the Hulk is not their man. He thinks that the Hulk would have destroyed the object from the inside out. I mean, from the outside in, not from the inside out. Then there's the Mutual Admiration Society. Reed saying, pleasure to work with you, Dr. Banner. Long been an admirer of the research. And Banner saying that he thinks Reed is the most brilliant scientific brain. Ross is focusing on capturing the Hulk. Kyle is Court walks out and oh, hello, Trike. And the Court says, was surprised at Ben, and Ben says, haven't you seen a thing before? I'm fed up with guys doing double takes. And he runs away. And Johnny tries another trick and brings the wallet to Ben. He breaks the door because he's impatient. And Reed is chastising the thing. And Ross has lost control. I guess that's what happens when you've got the Fantastic Four involved. Reed's trying to calm down Ben. Johnny's flying around in circles. Sue grabs the machine. Ross is getting all testy. Ooh. Thing says, dang tootin' right. If we take off, who'll get that Hulk Joker for you? And Ross says, so far you've done nothing but talk. Looks to me like you're afraid of the Hulk. Uh-oh. Don't tell Ben that. And you can draw the first day with no lessons, no talent. Use this little doodad there. You can draw. Even if you can't draw a straight line, you can draw family, friends, anything from real life, like an artist, even if you can't draw a straight line. Wow. I'll believe that when I see it. Wish Comic was here. He could tell me if that's the case with this little device. Let's see. Snortapoopa says, hail the trike. Yes, hail the trike. All right. Okay, so there's the pretty lady getting a portrait drawn of her. And now he's tearing phone books. Reed is trying to calm down General Ross. And Banner's saying, anything that I can do to help find the record, let him know. And that's what they're calling the saboteur. So he's handing Rick Jones he's showing Rick Jones the wallet, and Johnny's being a show off. Rick is thinking that he is the Hulk's partner. So they go into an underground headquarters, and they're going to look for this wrecker guy. And what the device is some sort of electromagnetic generator, which would make any city invulnerable to missiles or rockets. And this wrecker sabotaged it and is making it look like the Hulk is behind it. So Rick finds out that Court is a communist, and he's trapped by Court. So he reveals that he is the wrecker. And Ben is looking to go into a rocket sled. And Reed fixed the rocket sled. And they're getting ready to. He rides the sled and takes it to 50 G's. Takes it to 50 G's, and he's enjoying himself totally. And there is Grit, the newspaper, where you can make $1 to $5 every week in a few hours. You can also learn to dance using foot charts, only $1. And of course, you can get your little seahorses. I don't even know if I never had any of these seahorses. I don't know if anybody got any. So Ben is riding and having fun, and then the rails, there's some bends in the rails, and it knocks Ben, it destroys the sled, knocks Ben in the air. Reed sends Johnny, and he brings them down. Reed cushions the fall. And Ross is blaming them, but Ben saw that there was Ben saw that the device, that the rails were sabotaged. Banner comes over and tells him that the wrecker has him, and Banner's ready to take on the Hulk. And so Banner is trying to tell them that Rick is in danger, but he can't say anything and tell him that he's the Hulk. So he goes and walks away. And he got this note saying, "To the Hulk, Rick Jones is my prisoner. Unless you drive the Fantastic Four from the area. You'll never see him again. The Wrecker. So, this is interesting. So he goes to his lab, and evidently he had a device to duplicate gamma rays back in the day, and then he changes into the Hulk. Wow, I did not know that he had this device. I always thought that it was just that he could just change. So he changes into the Hulk. And the bad guy takes him underground, saying no one will ever find him. And he's thinking that he could dispose of the Hulk. And hiding him under a ghost town. So, and he's talking just like Ben. I ought to be under Project 34 pretty soon, and the Fantastic Four are sure to be around. So he's waiting. And the team comes, and the Hulk is ready to take him on. And they catch him. And Ben sees the Hulk, and the thing gets, and the Hulk hits him with the first blow. And he thinks that it's like hitting a stone wall, thinking that Trike, thinking that he's stronger than he thought. And then Johnny cuts him off. And the Hulk uses dirt and sand to douse Johnny's flame. And he gets out. Speaking of Hulks, hail to the trike. And he comes out into the town, and he covers up the hole to cover up the thing and the torch. But Mr. Fantastic can emerge his arms and starts binding the Hulk. But the Hulk got free. He pulls up a house, is ready to smash it on him. And Ben is ready for round 2. He breaks the house, and he decides to take one at a time. So he goes in the air, and then Reed ties him up, but he spins and knocks Mr. Fantastic for a loop. Johnny is getting ready to go after him as well. All right, you can get $9,985.50 for this rare coin, and get other rare coins where they will pay you big money. I wonder what that would be for inflation. Like, Gaddis, you're pretty smart. You could come up with that. And then you can get 1,001 things free. This list will tell you where to send for free samples, books, foreign coins, and stamps. Lots of cool stuff. Hello, honey. I'm glad you're here, and I know Trike is already harassing you. Yeah, I heard the woofing. All right, so the Hulk is having his way with the Fantastic Four. So the so the Hulk slams his hands, claps his hands together, and it becomes a supersonic shockwave that knocks out Johnny. And he's looking for the thing, and next thing you know, Ben gets a weapon. He says, "Right here, Grissom, there ain't a sound you can listen to that I can't handle." Also, and Hulk is throwing things, and then they get together, and it is a slam, and they're wrestling, and then and just as he's ready to choke slam the thing, a beam hits the Hulk. And more ads, stamps, poems, more stamps, a radio, song ideas, magic tricks, shop by mail. There was a ray that came from the ground, and Ben goes in there, and there's a robot. He sees the robot and thinks that this is the wrecker, and Ben crunches it. And so Ben goes into the underground facility, and Sue follows, invisible, and he said he has an atomic powered weapon which would destroy the thing. And Jones says it is the ray gun, but then Sue karate chops it and causes him to drop it. And Ben has him, and Rick Jones thinks that the thing is pretty cool. And Reed and Johnny come over and found the robot and that meddling thing. I would have gotten away with it, but for this meddling thing. Ben says, "Meet the wrecker." So, and Reed explains the plan, and they're wondering where the Hulk went. And the Hulk recovers, and then he goes and turns back. He goes back into his cave. He doesn't want the thing to find him until he's back to full strength. So he goes and hides. And they're looking for the Hulk, don't find him, and he's probably changed back. And Ben was thinking, why was I fighting him? And Ben, Reed kind of suspects. He says, "So do I, Bruce. I've got a feeling there's a lot we have to talk about, like you and Rick and the Hulk, for instance. And he's glad that Reed is on their side. And they have an honor guard to honor the Fantastic Four. The Hulk watches them leave and thinking they're not going to, this isn't the last time they'll meet. Will the Hulk again meet the Fantastic Four? Only time will tell. But one thing's certain. Next issue, the Fabulous Foursome meet the Red Ghost. Ooh. All right. And there's Fantastic Four fan page. There's 2 pages of it. And there's 104 knights. Plastic knights. You get the white knights and the black knights. And you can be as strong as Snortopoopas by using the secret new Dynaflex method. Ooh. And learn secrets of attracting girls for only $1.98. And make more money starting soon. Learn radio, television, electronics. So that, and of course you could be Al Bundy and sell shoes and get $5 to $20 a week extra. So that is issue 12 of the Fantastic Four. Where they meet up finally with the Hulk. Let's see. Snort says, I don't want any strong humans. Yeah, otherwise you'll be able to do squishy bear hugs. Okay. I'll let you guys decide. Should I go with one more or should we go to you know what? What do you think, guys? Okay. All right. Well, I think I've either you guys don't want you guys are good with issue and a half, or they just totally bored you to death. So I guess at this point we will call it a night and go with. You want to go with another one, Snort? All right, let's go with another one. We got a little time. All right. So this one is lucky issue. This one is lucky issue 13 of the Fantastic Four, where they meet up with the red ghost. Ooh. More than 200,000 miles from Earth, the Fantastic Four face the menace of the Red Ghost. And also, you will meet the most dramatic being of all time, the Mysterious Watcher. Ooh. All right, so all of a sudden there's an explosion in the lab, and the team goes in and they see everything is trashed. Ben goes to clear the debris, and Johnny flies over to see if they can find Reed. Reed comes out in a protective suit, and Reed helped Johnny away from the fumes. And he said he was working on rocket propulsion and realizing it was more powerful than he expected. And he tells them that he found a booster to help them win the race to the moon. And he said it was found in a meteor crater, and thinking that the Reds would have thought of it then. So there was a meteor that fell in Siberia. So Reed decided to go to a crater in Arizona. He brought back and found that there is energy in the fragment of the meteor. And he figured out how to generate the power for a rocket. And he's going to go to the blue area of the moon, and Ben is saying that that they're all going. Reed wants to go alone. Ben is saying no. And Ben starts stuffing Reed into a test tube. He says, "Trouble with you is we let you boss us around so much, you're beginning to think you can get along without us." So he tucks him into a test tube. "But we've got a big investment in you. We ain't gonna let you go somewhere alone where you might hurt yourself." And Reed says, "Okay." And then in Russia, a scientist, Ivan Kragoff, trained a gorilla to operate a spaceship by using lights. So yes, you can train monkeys to fly spaceships. So he gives them a banana. And then the baboon, he's teaching the baboon to shoot and be an angry little critter. And the baboon shoots bullseye. And then he goes to whatever critter this is, the orangutan. He calls him brainless, but he says he's the only orangutan who can use tools and repair any machine. So now they are going to go to the moon. So the FF is getting ready to board their rocket, and the Krieghoff and his monkeys, his apes, are getting ready to go. So they launch. So they launch at the same time. But Krieghoff has got an idea. You see, he is looking to duplicate the same conditions that created the Fantastic Four. So his ship is transparent ceramic plastic so that the rays will bombard him. So there is no shielding, so he can get more powers than the FF. And then they go through the belt. Part 2, Menace on the Moon. So the Fantastic Four see the communist ship. Reed is saying it's got a communist insignia, but they announced no space shots, so Reed is confused. Johnny wants to go out into space using a special suit that Reed created that makes an artificial atmosphere. So Reed goes out. But before we continue, let us see where you can get some cool stuff like repair a to read to fix air conditioning. You too can fix air conditioning. So Johnny sees that the ship is transparent and that they don't have any shielding. Johnny sees the guy and the apes. He thinks that the rays should have affected them, but then the gorilla sees Johnny. And he lifts up a generator. His strength has been increased. And then the gun converts into the baboon. So the baboon can change shape. And the orangutan shoots a magnetic beam at the torch and pushes them away. And so he goes back to the ship to warn them that these four may be even more powerful than the Fantastic Four. they come in. He comes in and finds out Pudgy waves. Hello, Pudgy. Pudgy waves. Did Pudgy miss the good part? Sell shoes door to door, build a transistor radio, how to pick up women named Sandra, Celine, and Samantha in 5 easy steps. Oh, we're getting there. We've already gotten to fixing and air conditioning. Hello, Pudgy Hedgehog. Good to see you, my friend. And where Pudgy is, I'm sure Cobalt is out there in the background. All right, so he explains to Reed about the human and the apes, and that the apes have superpowers. And Reed recognizes the name of the person, Ivan Kragoff, who is the Commies' top space pioneer. So they realize that they wanted the cosmic rays. So they go into the mysterious blue area, and they see that it's a city. And they discover that they can breathe. So Reed is looking for the other ship. And then they see a house. And Ben walks forlornly because he's left behind. And then he sees a rock move. And next he's going to kick it, and then it turns into the baboon. And then the three of them ambush the thing. And now he reveals himself as the Red Ghost, and he becomes unsolid, so that Ben cannot touch him with his punches. So he is ready to hit the thing with a club, because he can control any part of his body to become solid. And then a voice says, "Put down the weapon, the Watcher commands you." And then everybody is trapped in waves of energy. But before we can continue, we got to look at drawing pretty lady. Here you go, Pudgy. You can learn how to draw pretty ladies with no lessons, no talent, for only $1.98. Snortopupus waves to both Pudgy and Cobalt. And Sandra says, "Don't forget the pop culture breakdown after we're done here." Yep. So there you go, Pudgy. Drawing pretty ladies or mountains or copying pictures. And I can't believe that they're showing this picture over here with the how to easily draw artist models. And this is a comic code. This is a comic code comic. So they are caught in bubbles. And Ben is wondering, who the heck is that? And so part 3, the Watcher appears. So we see the first appearance of the Watcher, and he's trapped the monkeys. And he traps Krogoff and starts explaining himself that their ship was a gigantic computer and how they have roamed the universe, watching worlds die, watching savage races, and they have never interfered. And now the Watcher is saying that they may be involved in a war. He doesn't care, but they're bringing the battle to his home, and he is wanting them to fight. And then all of a sudden, just as Ben is getting ready to take on the ghost, and Mr. Fantastic grabs the thing. And Ben tells Reed about the Watcher, and that the Watcher wants the Fantastic Four to fight the Communist and his apes. So the Watcher takes the four and thrusts them into wherever. And before we go on, you get to sell grit. You learn how to dance for only $1 using giant foot charts, and of course the seahorses. These are the same ads we saw in the last issue. Oh, they must be running out of ads. And now it is Duel. Duel in the Dead City. Dun, dun, dun. So now they're in a dead city with atmosphere. And Ben is thinking that the apes and the red ghost are just as powerful as the Fantastic Four. Reed is wondering, why can't we just get along? Ben says, that's a real normal thought, but I got news for you. Kragoff isn't going to buy it. Not when he thinks he and those apes are strong enough to lick us and claim the moon for the commies. Reed says, nobody is strong enough to defeat a free people. Don't ever forget that. Stu's kind of worried that they may be watched. And Reed is caught by a freeze gun. And he takes Sue. So Ben and Johnny go to take on the bad guys. And then the baboon turns into asbestos and smothers the torch. Then the next, the gorilla takes on the thing, and the gorilla has strength 100 times his normal strength. So Ben is tossed into the air. And he tries again, he wants to pound the gorilla, but the gorilla uses his foot to smash the thing with a piece of flooring. And the red ghost is gloating because they have more power than the Fantastic Four. The orangutan grabs Sue with his magnetic powers and they drag him. They go to a race car or a flying car, and they head elsewhere. Johnny helps Ben down and uses his flame to free Reed. Reed is saying, time to outsmart him. Of course, Ben's saying Torch should stay behind. So they build a vehicle, and the Torch uses his power, so it becomes a jet engine. And he sends Ben and Johnny ahead while Reed is trying to work on a device. So Sue is trapped. The apes are separated so that they can separated from the food, so they can get more and more angry and more obedient. So he goes through the door and heads out to do who knows what. So Sue is trying to find a way out. He finds a cable. She finds a cable, breaks the circuit. The ape releases lets the apes in, and they start eating. So she was hoping that they'd want the freedom, so they break the door down. And Ben and Johnny see the ghost. And he's going to use a disintegrator ray to destroy the Fantastic Four. Johnny melts the wall. And again, you can get, these are the same ants. They need to get more ants. There's only so many times we could go for 1,001 items. And you can go and get Iron Man, Tales of Suspense, and Spider-Man meeting the Fantastic Four. Shop by mail. Sue comes out and says that it's a trap. And it doesn't affect. And Johnny destroys the disintegrator. And Johnny tries to trap the ghost, and he starts running away. And then he goes to the house of the Watcher to learn the secrets. But the Watcher, first off, the ghost is so confused. And secondly, the Watcher has just caught him and sends him to various and sundry places and tosses him out his house. And then the Fantastic Four catch him and uses a paralysis ray to trap him. Reed is worried about the Watcher and the apes, but then the Watcher comes out and says he's going to go elsewhere and saying farewell to the Fantastic Four. But then somebody grabs the paralysis gun and frees the Red Ghost. And he's all set to use the ray to wipe out the four. But the apes are staring angrily at the ghost. And he's saying, "Stay back, I'm your master." And he's lost his control. So he runs away from the apes. And Ben says, "You sound like the voice of doom. We can be anyone and you know it." Reed says, "I'm not going to argue." And so they're going to go back home. And so that is the end of the Fantastic Four meeting the Red Ghost. And there's Fantastic Fight page. There's the Knights. There's the Dynaflex method, secrets of attracting girls, and learning how to fix radios. Can build you a magnificent new He-Man muscle body in just 10 minutes a day with absolutely no weights, no barbells, no exercise at all. Woohoo! And there's the Al Bundy shoe store. All right. That is episode 13. So there you go, Pudgy. You did not miss the good stuff. You got to see the shoes, you got to build a radio, and how to pick up women named Sandra, Celine, and Samantha in 5 easy steps. Yep. So that was lucky issue 13 of the Fantastic Four. We've done part 2 of 11, we've done 12, and we've done 13. I think at that time, it's time for...
It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. Yeah, with Mr. Reagan and Sandra too. It's time for show notes. We're bringing it on. It's time for show notes. You've all been warned. It's time for show notes.
All right, show notes. Okay, this Saturday, I will be doing a book signing event in Martinsburg at the Merry Market at the Roundhouse. The Roundhouse is an old train station, train roundhouse. John would love that. And they do a Christmas market. This is their second year doing it. And I will be doing it on Saturday. And also, and then I will probably be doing Just Cuz at about 6:30 after I get back from the roundhouse. So a full day of King Dolphin TV. On the 11th, we're going to have another installment of Radio King Dolphin TV. We'll be doing chapters 9 to 13 of All's Fair. The cast will be myself, Comic Relief Crusader, Anti-Derivative Jill, Agent Pepsi 1, and narrated by Max Redstone. On the 14th, we will be doing the Slappies. Bring your worst jokes, bring your good jokes, bring all the corn. It will be the event of the century, the Slappies. On the 15th, on a special day, we will be having an interview with Raquel Briggs. R.M. Briggs will be joining King Dolphin TV. On the 18th, Yuwata Hosby will do a review of a graphic novel that she got and also talk about some other things. The 21st will be another Merry Market. And on the 22nd, we will do a Sunday show. Sunday. And because the Christmas / Hanukkah and New Year's will be on the Wednesdays, we will be changing the 6 o'clock shows to Tuesdays. So the normally held Wednesday shows will be on Tuesdays. And of course, we will have Just Cuz on Saturdays as normal. So that is upcoming. December is going to be busy, but you knew that already. And Snorty Poopus says, take care of your human dolphin dog. Yeah. Take care of your human dolphin doggo, Dalek, ferret, eagle, hedgehog, and I. Copyright, trademark, a wholly owned subsidiary of King Dolphin TV. All right. So, the change to Tuesday, it's only because it's only going to, well, we've always done our Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve shows, Snort, and because they are on Wednesday, so it's going to only go. The Tuesday shows are only going to be are only going to be for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So it's just going to be those 2 nights. Yep, just for Kishmash and New Year's. So that is it. Yep, for New Year's. Yep, just for those 2. And then in January, we'll be back to Wednesdays. All right, so that is show notes.
It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. Yeah, with Mr. Reagan and Sandra too. It's time for show notes. We're bringing it on. It's time for show notes. You've all been warned. It's time for show notes.
Sandra says, I'll probably be in church at the time of the stream on Christmas or just about to go there. Yep. Kind of figured that. All right. So let me bid good night to everybody. We had tonight the amazing Phantom Outsider. Please put a PO out there to show we still are thinking about him and supporting him and wishing him well. Snorta Poopa says, I'll be on the roof waiting for the reindeer. I bet you will be. You'll have to tell me how reindeer venison is. Now, just remember, if you hear a big erp, that is Snorta Poopus, not Santa Claus nibbling on cookies. All right, so nom nom. All right, so we had the great Phantom Outsider. We had Pudgy Hedgehog, the amazing, fantastic, adventurous Pudgy Hedgehog. Please check out his adventures. At his stream. I'm going to put it up. Go to Pudgy Hedgehog Adventures and hear his cool stories and check out his games. And good night, Cobalt. And we had Matt G, who says Swift -1. All right, so that is our visitors. And the lifeguards. First off, starting with our amazing producer, Sandra. I love you, honey. And see, I did okay without you being here for once. We had Agent Pepsi 1 here with the cool pictures saying Christmas is canceled, and there's a replaced by a coal factory here. Let me show you. There. Christmas canceled. Everyone gets coal. Oh, I love your little army sticker. Thanks, Agent Pepsi 1, for being here. Agent Pepsi 1. Agent Pepsi 1. Tim, FKHC 2005. Again, thank you for the tip and thank you for being here, my friend. The great and wonderful Legatus Legion Eye. Thank you for being here, my friend. Always good to have you here. And thank you for posting the thing about the market. And last, but certainly not least, the bear beyond compare. Reindeers are afraid of him. Trikes love him. Oh, hail to the trike. Snort up a pass. Kill bar. Dot scream. Hashtag roar. See you Saturday, buddy. I'll keep the Dolphin in line while he's signing books. Love you all. Have a great night. Don't forget the pod raid. Bye. All right. So there is Snorta Poopas, who says, hail the trike. All right. Well, everybody, I want you all to have a great evening. Be good. Stay safe. I love you all, and I will see you Saturday. Bye, all.